everyone, this is Yael from Yael Alchemy, and I'm here to give you the message of the Divine Masculine for his beloved for the week of July 24th to the 30th. Okay, and before I start, I'd like to thank everyone for all your comments, your donations, the feedback that you give me whenever I send you a reading or a healing. Very, very encouraging, and I'm glad, I am honored to help you on your path. Okay, and another thing, I know that some of you don't watch the Twin Flame Weekly because it's rather, it's longer than the Divine Masculine message and the Divine Feminine message. But so if you don't watch that, I recommended in that video for you to watch another Twin Flame. Actually, it's a movie, okay? It's anime. It's called Your Name, and it talks about two people, each being inside each other and finding themselves. It's kind of weird, but it does talk about timeline jumps and how you jump from one timeline to another to actually come into union. It comes with subtitles. I don't know how available it is, but it's a Japanese film. It came out last year, or I think early this year rather, and the title is Your Name. So if you have access to that, do try to watch it. Okay, so anyway, as always, I've already prayed over the cards and shuffled them. And at the bottom of the deck, we have, I'm using these big cards. Okay, we have the Hermit card. And so the Hermit card is an energy of finding some wisdom in that solitude. You see here this Hermit. He is surrounded. He's rather blind. He can't see. And it seems like he's weathered. Okay, with a red nose, runny nose, but still there's all these things around him, which are cherry blossoms, cherries, fire ants, and this is now being illuminated with him. Okay, the next card we have is the Three of Coins, and this card, whenever the Three of Coins appears, this is usually representative of creating the third energy or the Christ consciousness. So it's kind of like the goal of twins, to come up with the third energy. Okay, and then we have the Page of Cups, which is giving and receiving love. So what we have here, because next we have the Three of Swords, and that indicates heartbreak. You can see the heart here is pierced by all these swords. And it's like this boat is at sea. But we're leaving this energy now, because this is the Eight of Cups again. So turning the back from all this heartache, because one has been illumined or illuminated, or this star gives illumination to the situation about the Three of Pentacles or Three of Coins, which is you, your twin, and what you're trying to create. And there's the giving of love, of emotion. Okay, but leaving that now, because there, and the Eight of Cups. So anyway, that's the energy of this reading. So let's see what message the Divine Masculines have for their beloved this week. The first card we have is the Ten of Coins. And the Ten of Coins is a card of fruition. Here we see poppies, okay, in full bloom, some in full bloom, some just about to bloom. So it's in various states of their development. But you see now, from this seedling, it has grown and it has blossomed until it's in full bloom. We see this dog here, and he's digging under the ground just to see what is there, what lies there. And this scene is occurring while there's a church and there's laundry there hanging, indicating preoccupation with the mundane, with the everyday banalities of life. So what this is saying is that there are things that have come into fruition. Now we'll look with the clarifying cards what this pertains to. The next card that we have is the Strength card. And here we have this woman taming this tiger. Yes, it's a tiger. Okay, and usually this indicates, you know, because it's like the tiger, which was once a wild beast, okay, a wild feline, has now turned into a domesticated pet, okay, with the menstruations of this woman who has taken the time and the effort to make this tiger trust her. But basically, if you're a pet owner, you would know that, okay, it's like the little prince taming his rose. If you've read that book, the rose was very haughty, arrogant, and actually didn't refused the care, the attention that the little prince was giving her at first. But eventually the little prince tamed her. And that's why there's this oft-quoted phrase from the book. Excuse me, I'm still recuperating. I just came from a bout of the flu. Anyway, going back to the little prince, there's this oft-quoted phrase in the book that says, you are responsible for who you tame, or things along that line. So this is saying, this implied some sort of reunion. You know what, I need to pause this because I need to cough and drink. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. But anyway, there, we have the Strength card. We'll see later on how it correlates to the others. And the middle card that we have for the message of the Divine Masculine is the Five of Cups. And this is a card of feeling the loss, realizing how much one has lost, one has waited, and it's more of really shame mixed with guilt. And just a general feeling of not living up to what could have been, you know. It's basically regretting what could have been, because so many things, people, places have been lost, whether it pertains to opportunities missed or opportunities that one didn't make the most of. Okay? And the next card that we have is the Queen of Coins. And what I'm getting so far is that this loss is related to the Queen of Coins, which could represent the Divine Feminine. But what this is saying really is that these things that have escaped the attention of the Divine Masculine was because he was so involved. Because this is a queen that's very practical. She keeps doing, she makes sure everything's in place. It's action, action, action. And some of our Divine Masculines, especially when they haven't really embraced the aspect of the Divine Feminine within them, that's what they do. They just keep on doing this, that, because it's expected of them. They have to put food on the table. And see here, while pursuing all that doing, you can see that this Queen of Coins is kind of frazzled. In fact, in her rabbit pie, she's even forgotten to cut off the ears of the rabbit there. And even the utensils here on top of this pie. So it's just throwing everything together. Just winging it, basically. So there are things that he has misappreciated, neglected to take care of, overlooked, and that's part of the Divine Masculine's almost self-deprecating stance or energy, or at least that's what he's telling his beloved. And then the last card we have here is the Hierophant card. And the Hierophant card, this appeared also in the Twin Flame weekly reading. It's a card of institutions, okay? But here in this card, it's a card of convention. Following institutions, following conventions, because it's what's expected of you, it's what's being told that you should do. But here in this card, what is being highlighted is the throat chakra. So it's time to speak. We see here these lips, and flames are emanating from it, rays. So this is speaking out against traditional conventions and finding your own voice. Because look, that's why he got himself into this state. Because he was just following and doing what needs to be done because it was what was expected of him to do. But here, the Hierophant, he needs to speak out. Because you can see the Hermit card. In his solitude, he's already been given this enlightenment regarding how to make these Three of Pentacles and how to come out with that, with the emotion associated with the Three of Coins, of course related to his twin. Okay, so there, let's pick clarifying cards for these. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, so for the Ten of Coins, let's see. This is almost treachery, but it is saying that he didn't see this coming. And what I'm getting right now is that while he was involved with the banalities of life, the ordinary, the everyday, you know, he didn't see it coming, that this seed that has been planted, the poppy seed, which should pertain to his relationship with you, okay, his twin flame, this was sprouting out of the ground and developing until it's come into full bloom. Now, he did not see this coming. Okay, and wait, where do I put this? There. And this for the Strength card. Okay, so yes, this does pertain to a reunion. Okay, because this is love. This is the Divine Feminine finally taming the beast in the Divine Masculine. And I'm speaking in metaphors, okay? He's really not a beast. We all have our shadow selves, our shadow sides. But, you know, taming him, his wild nature. And when I say wild, it's just go anywhere, be with anyone. And that's being tamed by love. Which is also, yes, do read The Little Prince again. Because that's it. Even if they were talking about a little prince on a planet with a rose, there's a line there that says, because the little prince at some point in time, he came upon a wall during his adventures, I think it was on Earth, planet Earth, where the wall had so many roses, okay? And Actually, in the face of so many roses, because back on his planet there's this single rose, and he thought the rose was so special. But when he came to Earth, he realized that there were so many other roses just like that rose on his planet, which would tell him initially that, you know, there's nothing special about that rose. There are so many other roses just like that rose. But then he goes on to realize that that rose is special because he tamed that rose. Okay? So there. There's the reunion. And that's why our divine masculine really is really apologetic. Okay? This basically is an apology. Because here, this is honors, this is being raised. But what this is saying is, this now is being raised in his consciousness. Because if before he could only see, it's like, if he just could see one point in the glass, you get what I'm saying? Okay, that's a really bad metaphor. But I'm saying his consciousness has been raised to see the broader perspective of his life as it unfolded, because that's it. He's now juxtaposing what he has been doing to what has been blooming sort of behind his back that he didn't know. But that's being brought to the fore now, because this honor, this recognition. And that's why there is this apology, because he sees the bigger picture now. And for the Queen of Coins, see, this is rest in the countryside, relaxation, and that's what he's saying. If it's more like a promise. You see, it's like the divine masculines, their before life was before they were awakened, and that this is part of what he's realized, that he's been so frazzled, just keeping on, going and doing what he's been expected to do, overlooking things, neglecting some things. And he realizes that. That's why he's going to relax the next time around, okay? I mean, when he gets together with you, that's why there's this strength card. Okay? He's going to take things slow and deliberately so that he doesn't miss anything. And for the Hierophant card, okay, see, conventions before that were keeping him back and keeping him trapped. Remember, there was a period of time wherein the masculine, the divine masculine, would usually be represented by the Eight of Swords, representing being bound. But here, he's breaking through. Yes, check out, yeah, that was the title of the Twin Flame Weekly, because this is it again. A reiteration of where he is at this time. And he is speaking out against convention, against tradition, because of course it doesn't resonate with him anymore. He's finding his true voice. Okay, so that's the message of the divine masculines this week to their divine feminines. It's more of a, really, an apology, a sincere apology, that he has overlooked some things. And his realization that there have been certain very important things that are blooming at present, which he recognizes. Okay, beautiful message by the divine masculines. Of course, we'd like them to be happy, but they're still there. They're still there, but they've already realized it. their mistakes towards their divine feminines, and that's why they're ready to speak out. Even if it's unconventional, even if it's not expected of them. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week. And for those who need assistance, tools, personal readings, please do visit the website. I still have the Celestial Abundance Encoding up, and it's a wonderful, wonderful tool to have, because you infuse yourself, you carry within you, once the crystal is encoded in your solar plexus, you carry within you that energy of actually, it's like Lemurian abundance. When you don't need anything, you don't lack anything, because everything you'd ever need or want is already yours. And that makes it so much easier to manifest. So do check that out, especially if there are things that you still want to have, do, be. It's going to be a lot of help. And for those whose divine masculines are still challenged and still haven't gotten to this stage, okay, this stage when they are enlightened, we do have the RASHEEBA. Do check out the RASHEEBA sessions. One reader asked me if one client asked me how often one should get a RASHEEBA. It's not a one-time deal. You can repeat it, but not as often. Because really, there's some clients who've asked me repeatedly. It's like 1 week, and then the next week they wanted a RASHEEBA again. And I do ask their higher selves if they need it, and I do say if they don't. Okay, but it's good for maintenance. It's like, I don't know if you have electric fans. I know it's summer over there, cooling fans. I know it's summer in the Western Hemisphere, because it's monsoon season here now in Asia, in Southeast Asia. That's why everybody's getting sick with the flu, because it's hot and then it rains and then it's humid. Anyway, so yeah, like the cooling fans, if you don't clean it, or even your car engine or whatever, if you don't periodically clean it, the dirt gets clogged. So it's good. Even if you don't need it, it's for maintenance. I mean, if you don't need it for anything major, it's maintenance. And I do see that when I do, even with the heart chakra healings. Okay, because others, this is maintenance, and when that happens, just equate it to a beauty procedure where, you know, it doesn't detract from your beauty, but just adds to it, even if you don't have anything major that you need to have done. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week. Take care, and remember, check out that movie. The title is Your Name. Okay, bye.